What up, what up, what up? It's your boy JB coming right back at you, man. Welcome back to the channel. I had to jump on real fast. Is Stephen A wrong about OJ and the BET Awards? Is Stephen A. Smith wrong about OJ and the BET Awards? Man, I don't know how familiar you guys are with this whole situation, but the BET Awards had a in memorandum piece like they do every year, and where you recognize the people who passed away since the last BET Awards. And of course, O.J. Simpson was in that list, and among other black people who had died. And Stephen A. Smith came on the Stephen A. Smith show and said he didn't agree with it, right? Which, no matter what side of the fence you're on, I don't care. But Stephen A. came on and said he didn't agree with it, gave his piece about it, and that kind of thing. But man, I just thought that Faison and Willie D gave the most impassionate responses. There were some other people who gave impassioned responses to Stephen A. But these two were got to Stephen A. enough for Stephen A. to actually respond on the Stephen A. Smith show. And one of the things you guys got to understand about what Stephen A. is going through, there's certain things he got to respond to on his YouTube channel, podcast, versus what he can talk about on First Take. And I think that's what puts Stephen A. up against the wall a little bit, man, because there's certain ways you can talk when you're on YouTube and on the Stephen A. Smith show versus being this guy that's got the number one show on ESPN, right? So Faison basically called him out of his name. Willie D basically came out at him, and guys, I can tell you like this: I think this is a battle that really didn't even need to be brought up. At the end of the day, Stephen A. can't get mad about somebody questioning his blackness when he basically accused OJ of not acknowledging being black until after he got indicted. I guess I don't see the difference there. Now, look, nobody's condoning what OJ was accused of, found not guilty criminally, found guilty civilly. According to the Goldman parents, there's not been any money that was paid, and they're still coming after the estate and that kind of thing. But is he wrong about OJ? I think he is wrong about OJ because I don't think anybody cared about OJ being on that particular platform for being recognized as a black person of notoriety who died. I think Stephen A. created a mountain out of a molehill or threw a grenade and then complained about the explosion. Most people I talked to about the BET Awards, they were mad because they didn't know if Usher's microphone was being muted on purpose or if there was technical issues. They were mad that Lil Jon and Ludacris didn't perform at his tribute. I didn't hear anybody talking about OJ, and I think this is where Stephen A. kind of, I know he brought it up, but what you got to recognize is, regardless of what OJ did, he's still black. He died. He has notoriety. That's typically the criteria for giving somebody a place on that particular tribute. I think Stephen A. And this is where I think Stephen A. is hurting. When you come out into these YouTube streets, you got to be ready that most people aren't going to agree with you, and it's okay. Now you starting to get to a point where you're responding to all this stuff when realistically it's just an opinion. All of us out here doing it for clicks. But you got to know that nobody really cared about OJ being on it from a standpoint of what you saw being reported after the BET Awards. So yeah, guys, I think Stephen A on the wrong side of this one. Because don't fight a battle where there's no spoils to be won. And now you catching strays from guys who really already don't like you anyway. There's a lot of people that don't like you, and on YouTube they can come back at you in a way that they can't come at you on ESPN First Take. And you got to know, when you throw this grenade and then complain about the explosion, you did it. So y'all get down in the comment section, man. Let me know what y'all think about Stephen A's take on OJ. If y'all hadn't seen it, man, go over to his channel and he talks about why he thinks BT was out of line for having OJ in the memorandum portion of the show. Get down in the comment section. Y'all think Jeff crazy or is Jeff on to something, man? If you hadn't already, mash that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell for notifications. And until next time, I'm gonna holler.